I think the thing that I'll miss most is all the people, like the kids and the staff, and I think missing all the interaction with all the different people.
What do you say about Dale Malanchen? Don't worry about it.
Giddy up cowboy.
Pie?
Great guy, happiest guy I've ever met.
Mr. Math.
Big, goofy, fun-loving, great hockey player. Infinity?
Reliable.
Fiscally responsible.
He's always got his chair in the wrong spot. It bugs me. He's just got to learn to move.
He's just a wise old owl, that guy.
He's sort of the statesman of the school.
Sokotoa?
Responsible.
Oh, he says my name kind of weirdly, like Rosie.
Awesome sense of humor and just dedication.
He's a pillar of MCHS.
He just breeds confidence, you know. If Dale's around, you know, things are going to be all right, you know. So I don't know. He's quite an extraordinary fellow.
He's a very easygoing guy, and he knows his stuff. He wants nothing but the best for the kids, and I think that you know, his heart's in it. He loves the kids, and he loves working with them and coaching them and things like that.
I think he just has been the epitome of what a true professional is.
More than anything else, Dale is a fine gentleman and a great colleague.
Well, what do you say, the man or the legend? I think he's been a huge part of this school for the last 75 years.
Well, I remember first being introduced to Dale. My first year teaching, he'd already been teaching, it was 1 or 2 years, and the year I started teaching was the year that he and Colleen got married. And I remember there being a big to-do at the first staff meeting, you know, well, Miss Malanchen got married, you know, when applauding and all that kind of stuff. That's one of my first memories of Dale.
I remember in the earlier part of the careers, we would be together over at Primo. This is 30 years ago. You'd walk past his room, you wouldn't hear a peep. Would not be a peep in his classroom. He ran his classrooms with a real firm delivery, but also incredibly compassionate and passionate about the work that he did, always looking to find the best way to reach kids.
I remember in the first couple of years at Primo, one of the things we used to do after school, because at that time the staff was mostly single, mostly young, we'd often, almost every Friday, there'd be kind of an impromptu staff volleyball game in the gym after school. And Dale was often there, even though he's married, because he was a good volleyball, and he's very competitive, right? Very competitive. So I remember that from Primo.
Yeah, he played a lot of volleyball, I think, before he came to us, and came in with a huge skill set, and I think successfully translated that into his coaching with the kids in Morinville, and you know, several years they were very competitive, you know, in the volleyball high school 2A when we were 2A, and then when we moved up to 3A. I think he was back then with the juniors at that time, but he was always willing to help out and give the students of Morinville an opportunity to play volleyball at a very high level, and I think that's a very high compliment to be paid to anybody, is that the kids remember that he coached volleyball. And
well, I'd have to assume Dale's personality would extend into his coaching. We're pretty laid back guy, but when a point needs to be made or a player needs to pick up their socks, I'm sure Dale is able to step right up there in his own mild way, get the point across very well. So
you know, because he coached, I don't know, I mean, he coached 1,000 kids. He coached forever and ever, gave all his time to do that. But some of the unheralded things that he did and still continues to do is, and it's no surprise if you go past Dale's room almost any day after school, and I'm talking like could be 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, you're going to see him in there working with kids. And he does that just because he wants to make sure the kids come, he's going to help them.
For the last 8 years, we've been pod mates, and I don't think we've sat at the pod for more than 5 times together in 8 years. He's been a great absentee pod mate, but that's probably because he's in his room most of the time helping students at lunch, which is what most people here will remember him for.
Walk by his room, at lunch or after school, or sometimes even before school. There's often a student in there asking questions. You walk by his room during class and he's out there, he's kind of standing by his student desk and helping him out with a question. You can tell that he's good, and he's got a very calm demeanor to him. You walk by his room and he's very calm, and the kids are on task. It's awesome.
Mr. Malanchen is that guy. Kids don't cross him. He looks after himself, and if there's something really big, he'll come see us. But other than that, he is very, how do we put this? The kids respect him.
They were going through some important stuff, and one of the young boys, who thought he was a pretty cool, tough dude, thought that he'd just get up and leave class for some reason. And Dale was, as Kristen was saying, he was still writing on the board, or this was back a little way, so I guess it was on an overhead, writing on the overhead. And the young fellow said, "No, I'm leaving." And Mr. Malanchen just said, No, I think you have to stay here. It's, you can't really just leave class. And so kept on working. I guess the boy got up and decided, well, he's just going to leave. So I guess Kristen was saying that Dale's writing on the board, and as the boy's walking behind him, didn't skip a beat, just grabbed the kid by the shoulder, or by the collar, pulled him back over, "Go sit down." And away the boy goes. So I guess it was that quietness of Dale, but don't mess with him. Don't get him mad.
When I was a student, actually, he caught me skipping. And he had a substitute teacher in, and a friend of mine, and I thought we'd just hang out in the cafeteria that block. And anyways, he somehow sniffed it out that we had skipped his class when he wasn't there, and he was not very happy with us. And he made us do a few extra things and marked our test a little extra hard and made us pay. So it was one of those things that I wish I hadn't done.
I know that every student who comes in my classroom who has him for math talks about what an amazing teacher he is.
I don't think I'd be where I am today if not for Dale. I'd probably still be stuck in a math classroom at MCHS as a student rather than being the shop teacher in the building now.
And he was a very integral part into my math performance, which wasn't great, but without him I don't think I'd have made it, so thank you, Dale.
But I think what I'll always remember Dale for more than anything else is his sucker of success. And I know that the kids take it pretty seriously.
Legendary, if you would say. I'd like to know how many suckers he bought in his career.
Mr. Dale Malanchen, Cowboy, as I like to call him, the guy who gave me my nickname Booter around here. He was the one who started the nickname. So thanks for that, Dale. That hasn't lasted at all.
I mean, how long has the guy been around here for? But he consistently always does a good job, cares for the students, works hard. But I think the more important thing is Dale likes to have fun away from this building, likes to have fun away from this place. And anytime you're out having a couple of pops with Dale Malanchen, you're guaranteed to have a good time.
The guy can sure eat chicken wings, I'll tell you that, and drink beer.
Well, I know Dale liked to have a good time at all the staff functions. Way different than the math guy you see at school. He liked to let loose.
When I was 13 years old, and Dale Malanchen was living in the same crescent as I was growing up in Morinville. And I can remember coming home from being out with a few friends, and there's Dale Malanchen with my father in our hot tub, drunk as a skunk, having a great time, as Dale always does. And I think the one thing that Dale kind of thought, he was a little worried about anything that might happen, because I'm a grade 8 student. I never told any of my friends about it because it's Dale's time and Dale's just a good guy. But that'll be a memory that will last with me forever.
When we used to go around the horn, I used to go around, jump in my car and just go around, drive around Morinville at lunch hour, whatever. And Dale would come, if he had time, he'd come for a ride. So him and I and Billy Pritchard one time went around, and it happened to be the winter time. Well, we got stuck out in the snowbed, like way out, on the dirt roads. And there we were. There was no shovels, nothing, the three of us. So the three of us, it was a staff meeting. I remember Paula Day was running the staff meeting. So we made it back, 10 or 15 minutes later. Me and Billy and Dale were just struggling. But Dale, he worked his tail off getting that car out, I'm telling you. Digging the snow with his hands and, finding boards, putting them underneath the tires. And anyways.
A lot of people have mentioned he loves to laugh, and he and I would sit back. I remember back in the early days, watching Seinfeld and relaying the episode that happened that week, sitting in Mama Pedici's Pod That Rocks. It was a fantastic time. And
I think it was my first year, probably, but I knew Dale, but I grew up in Cardiff, and I knew him more as Mr. Malanchen ever than Dale. And there was one day that his fly was down, and I noticed it at lunch. But I couldn't say anything. I just didn't know it was. I didn't want to embarrass myself, embarrass him. So I had to have someone else. I think it may have been Mrs. Shimka actually went up to him and said, let him know his fly was down. But she also informed him that I saw it, and so it kind of backfired. But I am comfortable, and Dale, I will tell you if your fly's down from now on. I promise.
I love Dale's laugh. His laugh is infectious to me. I've loved every year we do the hockey draft party, and I love all of Dale's side bets, that he's always the one that makes all these side bets, and they're crazy side bets. And
Dale and side bets, our hockey draft, Dale likes to have side bets where we would bet on pick players, but most of the time the side bets would be about different players doing this, who's going to get the most points, who's going to do that. I'm going to guess that I probably lost more than 70% of my side bets to Dale.
Congratulations, Crunch, on 30 plus years of teaching, and you're going to be sorely missed. There's no doubt about it.
Good luck, Dale, in the future. I envy you, but I'm not happy for you because I'd much rather be there myself. But I know you'll enjoy retirement, and all the best in the future.
I know you have a new grandbaby coming, so I'm sure that you'll get lots of enjoyment out of her or him, and I hope that you and Colleen will have fun traveling and being able to take in travel trips at a spur of the moment, and way cheaper than what we can do as teachers.
I'm very jealous that you're getting to leave now. Not that I don't want to be here, but I imagine you going forth into the world and just changing your life trajectory, and I hope you enjoy every minute of it.
I know you have a lot of plans beyond teaching, so I wish you well with that. And I wish you and Colleen happy trails. Again, I know you're heading off to Europe very soon, and I hope you continue your love for travel and doing the things that you love to do. That probably includes golfing there as well.
Well, another one of the original MCHS founders packs it in. Dale, congratulations on an amazing career. All the best to you and your family as you enter retirement. Don't forget to smell the wildflowers, and every now and then, don't forget to take the road less traveled.
Just thanks so much for all the time you put in with me, and I won't be able to replace you as a math department head, but I hope I can do a little bit. Yeah, thanks so much. I wouldn't be the person I am today without you. So,
good luck. Enjoy the next step in this quest of life that you have. You're an amazing person. The best to you and your family and all that you do.
We'll meet you at the Kingfisher again every summer, say the August long weekend.
Have a great retirement. I wish I was joining you this year, buddy, but I will soon.
Enjoy on September 1st when you don't have to come back to school. You can laugh at all of us. And I also hope that you'll come around still, join the hockey drafts, things like that, and I'll miss you a lot.
You're more than welcome to come over anytime you want, Dale. I can deep fry you a turkey.
It's been a great run. I've been happy, very, very privileged, I guess, to have you as a teacher and to be able to work with you at the school here at MCHS, and good luck with everything. You're going to have a blast.
All right, Dale. Well, I know you're going to be missed immensely here, but I just wish you well and keep living the dream, my man.
It's been an honor to work with you. It's been an honor to be a student of yours. It's been an honor to be a colleague of yours. We're going to miss you around here immensely, and good luck to you and to Colleen in the future. Enjoy being a grandpa.
I suspect things are going to open up for Dale, and he understands that he's in a river and he's part of that river, and I think he's just going to keep, whoever he meets, wherever he ends up, people are going to enjoy a real positive team player and a fella that can be counted on, and Dale's going to just continue to keep giving and giving. That's what he does. That's who he is. He's a giver.